Hey guys, it's your girl Lucy, juicy but never thirsty, and this is Juicy Told You. Welcome back to all of my juicy subscribers. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my social media. There will be links in the description box. And if you are new to my page, welcome. You can be juicy too. Just hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way you get a alert whenever I post new videos and you won't miss a beat. Alright guys, so I just came back from Vegas. I took a well-needed vacation. If you're new to my page, one of the things you should definitely know about me, which I will have videos periodically about, is that I have been diagnosed with cancer. At the time of this video, it's probably about 9 months ago now, and I'm undergoing chemo treatment. So that is something that is a daily challenge. Not going to go too much into detail about that specifically, but today what I want to talk about is the break I decided to do from my chemo, which I felt, in my opinion, was well needed. I was overstressed and overwhelmed with the side effects with chemo. It was mentally draining, and being back to work on top of that, I was losing my mind. So if you or anyone else feels like they need a break from chemo, what I definitely want to take a moment as a disclaimer to suggest is have a really serious talk with your doctor, maybe more than one conversation. I definitely mentioned it to my doctor a few times and let them know that I felt like I needed a break. I was tired of, being nauseous. I was tired of feeling fatigue. I was tired of not being able to taste anything, because another side effect of chemo is your loss of taste buds. So I definitely spoke to them, and they agreed that it would be okay for me to take a very short break from chemo. This may not always be the case for me in the future, or for anyone else going through the same thing. Your health is your main priority. So if for any reason your doctor tells you taking a break is not a good idea, I highly suggest that you give their opinion a lot of weight. But I was thankfully able to get approved from my doctor to take a break from chemo. I plan to go to Vegas, Sin City, and one of the things we discussed is I would take a break about 3 weeks before my actual trip. This way, some of my side effects would kind of, go away, and I'll regain some of my energy, some of my appetite, some of my taste, because I was going there to eat, honey. Vegas is known for their amazing restaurants, and I did not want to be there and not be able to taste anything. That'd have been sad. Anyways, here are some of my suggestions that I think you should consider or do before taking your break and from chemo and going on vacation. And a lot of these tips you don't have to use if you're in a medical condition. I do work in hospitality, and I have a lot of great ideas on how I'm making traveling a lot easier. So one of the first things I would suggest, and I did write this down, so don't judge me. I do not have a photographic memory. So now that you've decided that you are going to take a break, you had a great conversation with your doctor, and you feel like it's okay and you won't be jeopardizing your health, who are you going to travel with? You really need to think about that. You want to travel with people that truly respect and understand your condition. There are so many people, I'm sure, before or even doing now, that are down to hang, down to go to the bar, down to get turned, but probably haven't been there for your lowest moments going through this situation. Definitely for me, I have experienced that a lot. And I didn't want to go to another state, get another plane, and be somewhere for 5 days, not knowing if I may have an emergency, with people that will only be concerned with the with the next activity or the next trip or the next turn up. So I wanted to make sure I was traveling with people that would drop everything, not care that we were on vacation if something happened to me and I was in an emergency. And for me, those were, you know, my immediate family. So it kind of worked out for me to travel with them because we've never had a family trip. So it was like, you know, double benefits. I'm traveling with people I know have my well-being and concern and will always put me as a priority if anything happened to me. And plus, we could have a family trip and have some new memories. The next tip I want to share with you guys is make sure that you are traveling somewhere that is not going to put your health in jeopardy. There are many places outside of the country or even inside of the country that may be health risk for you. So you definitely want to take that in consideration. And if you're not sure if the places you are considering to take a vacation are, you know, wise choice, definitely discuss it with your doctor. I really recommend that. You want to make sure that you're going somewhere where you're able to not focus about the things that, you know, are in your daily life and getting sick. You just want to focus on having fun and not any possibilities of, you know, having an emergency. So you really want to research and check any medical boards or any state or country websites of the location you're going to, just to make sure there aren't any warnings or any causes of concern that may put you into any health risk. Very important, guys. You don't want to be miles and hours away from home and trying to have a good time, and then you come across something that puts you in a hospital. That's not the point of a vacation. The point of a vacation is to have a good time, and no matter how small the risk, you definitely want to consider it. Okay, guys? Very important. And not just for anyone that has a medical problem, you know, anyone traveling in general. All right, so you got your doctor's approval to go on vacation. You did your research and decided on where you're gonna go. You got your family or friends or whoever decided to travel with you. So it's time to book those tickets, book those rooms. You're going crazy on the internet trying to find the best deal. Whatever you do, I highly recommend is that you book the travel insurance. You know, dealing with you know, cancer and chemo, your health may be unpredictable, especially if this is your first time taking a break from treatment. You don't know what can occur before, during, or, you know, your trip, and you don't want to be stuck with a non-refundable ticket, or you can't go home early because of a medical emergency. It's anywhere from $30 to $40 when it comes to flights. I really recommend booking the travel insurance. It will come in handy in the case of an emergency. If not, at least you have that peace of mind. Now, when it comes to booking your room or hotel, I do work in hospitality, so I'm very familiar with some of these policies. It may vary from hotel to hotel or brand to brand. However, a lot of hotels do offer non-refundable rates, which usually offer the lowest deal. However, I don't recommend that. Again, you don't want to be stuck with something that you won't get your money back if in the case that you don't you're not able to make the stay, or if you're already there and you need to leave early. What I usually suggest, if you do find a really good deal, is call the hotel directly, explain to them your situation, and usually they'll still extend that rate that you saw with a flexible cancellation policy. It may not always work, but it's definitely worth asking, and I really suggest it. And while you're at it and you're speaking to the hotel directly, which is my next tip, is to contact the place of your accommodations where you're going to be spending the nights directly. Let them know your condition, and let them know if you need anything to make you more comfortable. You know, for instance, I travel with shakes that were provided by my doctor, so they are prescription I take when I don't have an appetite that gives me a lot of energy. Those need to be kept refrigerated. Most hotels do not provide an empty fridge, usually you do have to ask for them, and most cases there will be a charge for it. However, insider secret, usually if it's for a medical reason, they won't charge you. So please make sure you disclose that if you have any medication that needs to be kept refrigerated, or if not, at least you can keep your snacks and your refreshments frozen, because you know those mini bars, if you move those things in there, they will charge you. So it's really good to have an empty fridge. And what I usually suggest as well when you're asking for anything that you may need in the room, for instance, if you have a hard time walking, you may want to ask for a room that's closer to the elevator. If being in a higher elevation makes your bones or your muscles ache, I would ask for to be placed on a lower floor. You want to make sure that you have enough water in the room. Most hotels will charge for water. So what I did when I got to Vegas is I stopped at a convenience store and bought a case of water and some snacks that I can pack with me, and when I go out onto the strip, or if I'm having that sweet tooth in the middle of the night and I'm not tempted to buy the $10 bag of gummy bears in the mini fridge. So that is a very good tip for anyone that doesn't matter if you have a medical condition or not. Stock up with your own supplies in the room. That way you don't have to spend those outrageous prices in the mini bar. The next tip I want to suggest is listen to your body, guys. Like, you're going to be out there having a lot more activity and movement than you probably have had in a while. Especially for me, that was the case. Before all of this chemo and cancer diagnosis, I was hitting the gym all the time, and that got shut down. So I haven't really been that active in over maybe 9 months now. So hitting the strip and walking a lot was definitely, you know, quite a change in activity for me. So if I needed to take a break or stop somewhere, I let the people I was like, hey, can we slow down? Let's go in this place. Or I need a drink. I need to get some water. I'm hungry. You know, make sure that you listen to your body. If you have a certain activity plan and you get there and you realize, you know what, I don't think I'm up to it, don't do it. Relax. You know, take the day and sleep in a little bit. Go hang by the pool. Find something else relaxing to do. Remember, your health is a priority, even when you're on vacation. Okay, guys? Okay. One of the last things I want to suggest is allow enough time to recover after your trip is over when you head back home. For me, I took 3 days off after my vacation, and that was not enough for me, guys. As I mentioned before, this was the most activity I've had since this whole chemo things have started in my life. During Vegas, like, everything was fine. Like, I was dancing, I was walking, we were going everywhere. I barely slept, and I don't know if it was like the excitement or my adrenaline, but I was on a roll. You could not stop me. But as soon as I got back, like, the first day was cool, I'm relaxing. The second day, my body started aching, and by the third day, it's like my muscles shut down. I was in so much pain, guys. It was like I had the worst leg day of my life. I tried stretching, I tried, you know, continuing to be more active, and none of that worked. It felt like every single day was getting worse and worse. It was so excruciating. I've never had that much pain in my life, to be honest with you. Like, I had to call out of work when I was due to return. It was right around Mother's Day. I stayed in bed the whole time. I couldn't even go out and get my mom a car. Like, my heart was like sinking. Like, she had to come home and take care of me, and that was like a hit to my pride, because I was like, it's Mother's Day, I should be taking care of you. She shouldn't have been, you know, rubbing me down and, you know, giving me massages, trying to help me recuperate. So very, very big tip and suggestion is give yourself ample enough time to recover before you go back to your daily routine after a vacation, especially if you're going to be very active. I don't want you guys to go through what I went through. The last tip I would say is have fun. Like, if you're taking a break from chemo, you deserve it. Like, not a lot of people can relate to what you go through. You may have a lot of people supporting you and are definitely there for you, but no one really will understand how it feels, like the emotional draining, the physical draining. So if you're able to take a break and it's not gonna put your health in risk, have fun, like live life. You know, I don't want that to stop you. That happiness will definitely rejuvenate your body, and I honestly believe like happiness is a form of medication. If you can't find happiness, you have to create it, guys. One of my favorite quotes said by myself. So, but if you can't find happiness, guys, create it. In this type of world, there's always gonna be obstacles coming at you, no matter if you are going through something like me, or a heartbreak, financial problems, or if you just stubbed your toe and you're having a bad day. Find just one moment or something to make you happy, guys. It will change your life. It'll change your outlook and your possibilities. So guys, before you leave, make sure you leave a comment, especially if you are, going to be taking your own break from chemo to go on vacation, or for any reason. Leave me some comments. Let me know what kind of things you do on your chemo break. I do plan on taking more breaks with the approval of my doctor. So your suggestions would be really helpful to me and others. So make sure that you take a moment to do that, guys. Thank you so much.